our new release, our new EP that we just released in June of this year is called Human Detox.
7.
7. We've got 2 unreleased demos, which we did in 2013. And then we also recorded 5 new songs. One of them is actually a remake of the classic 80s hit from the Motels called Take the L. It's one of our most favourite songs in the whole world, and it's the only cover that Dichotomy does.
Heavy rock with a little bit of metal in there, but yeah,
we like to mix it up.
Heavy.
Yeah, I mean, we don't like to define ourselves to a specific genre. We do have a couple of, ballady kind of songs that we do like to soften things up with a bit, but we do like to lean towards the, the more drop D kind of heavy rock, kind of vibe. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm a guitar player, songwriter. Songwriter first, guitar player second.
Lead vocalist, songwriter. Take the L is actually a really special song to both Corey and myself. It is actually the first song that we ever jammed together, ever, when we met in 2012. We actually contacted Martha Davis personally through her Facebook page a couple of years ago in regards to actually recording this song. We'd been playing it live together for some time as a band and also as a duo. And we had already expressed quite a bit of interest to each other about the fact that we wanted to record it and release it through whatever band we were in at the time. She personally gave us her blessing and was actually really, really excited that we, as an Australian band, were doing something with a song that, is 25 odd years old. So, yeah, it's really exciting to actually have the blessing of the actual artists themselves to record the song that we care about so much.
Tell them about the video clip.
Well, we shot it here at our Bluebone Entertainment Studios with the amazing Jai D. It's the first film clip that we have actually recorded as Dichotomy, and it was a fantastic experience. Did the majority of it here at the Rock Garage, and did a few off-location shots out in the wilderness in good old Western Australia. But the majority of it was shot here, and we had a really, really great time doing it, didn't we?
There's actually a second effort. We did one that kind of didn't work out technically, but we spent a whole day doing it and carting gear up a big hill, and all for nothing at the end, but just a little bump along the way.
Yeah.
But yeah, we're pretty happy with the way it turned out.
Absolutely, and we're totally pumped to do our next film clip with Jai. So that'll be a really exciting experience too. Well, in the Take the L film clip that we've done just recently, it's going along the jilted bride, I guess, lost lover type vibe. I'm wearing a wedding dress for the majority of the film clip, and it's basically about what the song entails. Really, take the L out of lover and it's over. It's about hardship and love lost and love gained, and finding your way through the mire and relinquishing your passion if it's there and leaving it if it's not. Love that is surface and pretentious and not real and orchestrated and dressed in a restrictive way. In the clip, you'll actually see me strip myself of the wedding dress, of the conformities of society, if you would like, and revealing my true self and jumping into the arms of my true love. For me, personally, I'll let Corey elaborate on his take on that, but for me, Human Detox was actually an idea that I had for a name for a song. And in the midst of, rebranding ourselves as a band and changing our name, which we were formerly Dark Karma, we decided to rename ourselves, and Human Detox was always one of those names that kind of flitted around, whether it was going to be like a song or a band name or an album name or whatever. And for me, a lot of the songs that are on our EP Human Detox are quite cathartic in past experiences, whether it's my experiences that I've had in the past few years or Corey's had in the past few years. It's really like a diary that's been put into song for us. So it's kind of like ridding ourselves of negative energy, certain people, whether it be on Facebook or in real life or marriages or relationships. And it's kind of just like detoxing yourself from what we like to say, energy vampires. So there's a few people in our lives that we thought kind of was sucking the life out of us, and we got rid of those people, and then when we did, we were uplifted. So that's kind of where the idea for Human Detox came about, was getting rid of those negative energy vampires.
Yeah, you summed it up. I think with the internet and things that happen online, you can get really caught up with a lot of shit real easy, and certain things can happen where you judge people differently afterwards, or they judge you differently, depends on how it goes. But you know, it was about losing a few people and letting a few other people go. We never really planned for it to happen that way as far as writing for it. It kind of naturally happened as we went along during that period. So it was kind of, there was a period there where we made some decisions about who we wanted to be close to and who we didn't want to be close to, and we acted on it. And,
some of those experiences we didn't exactly orchestrate, they just kind of happened. And when they did, we realised how much of a negative effect those people or situations were having on us in our lives. Yeah.
Along those lines.
Yeah. Without getting into specifics.
I mean, we could sit here all night and go into detail, but
Yeah.
We're talking with a couple of guys at the moment that are very keen to try and get started with us. So we're taking it in baby steps, but if everything goes to plan, we will be up and running as a live act and playing a lot more live, which is something we've really been lacking, I guess, through the whole project of what we've been doing with both Dark Hummer and Dichotomy. But and it's really about, we're kind of set up now, and we're able to take it out as a
move forward.
With a lineup. So if everything goes to plan, that's what we plan to do, and we'll take it.
Obviously, record more and release another EP. And
We're already writing for a new release. So it's definitely in a more heavier direction.
That's where I was going with that. We're definitely aiming towards a more heavier direction. This album, well, we're both quite proud of it. We kind of feel like it took so long to get to the point that we did, that we're kind of not beyond it, but just we've got a lot more to give now. I feel like we've got a lot more. Those songs needed to be recorded and they need to be released, but we've got so much more that we want to give. So there's a lot more that I think Corey's got in the pipe, and myself also. So we definitely want to kind of go down a heavier vein and get really tight with the drummer and a bass player, and really just get onto the tour circuit, and possibly even go over east and maybe do a tour over there as well.
Born in 71. I started loving music straight away. I always knew that I wanted to do it when I grew up as a kid. Started playing in bands when I was 16. Played in some cover bands to start off with, and then played around a lot doing originals back in the late 80s, early 90s, well, all through the 90s, I guess. Silent Scream, Fortissimo, Skin Inc. Had some fun with those guys back in the day, playing Big Day Out and doing a few good CDs. But always been kind of in and out of the scene through all the years, playing around, having gaps where I wasn't playing, back to playing around for a few years. So it's kind of been a bit of a seesaw situation. I was born in Wollongong in New South Wales. Was only there for about 6 months before my mum shipped us off to Victoria, Geelong, Melbourne. Moved around my entire life. My mother always had itchy feet, so
never stayed in one place for too long. I do consider myself an Eastern States girl, even though I've been in Perth for about 11, 12 years now, I think. I've always been musically inclined, very into my theatrics at school, dancing, singing, acting, always writing. Got quite heavily involved in musical theatre from about 11 years up. Was in every single performance at school, always in the lead, doing dancing, choreography, this and that. Came over to Perth when I was just barely 17, joined my first band ever, which thankfully was an original band, so I was able to have some creative output from the get-go. Did the whole idol thing, which is complete bullshit, by the way. Just always been in and out of bands. Always loved music, always been involved in music, always written my own stuff, so it's always been in me. But until I met this one over here, I was never really able to creatively be myself until, 5 years ago. So finally it only took me 25 years to get to the point that I wanted to get to, which is probably luckier than most people. But yeah, it's onward and upward from here on in.